Previously. X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show.
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares.
Hello, strangers. We're going to entertain you here tonight on Chicks Rated, the Chicks Men animated review show, where we do the show for 25 minutes and forget to hit go. So we're doing it all again.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome to part two.
Fun, you know.
It could be fun, you know. Yeah, it could be fun to do it all again. So, yeah, we that's why we're late starting, everybody, because I forgot to hit live. So we were chatting a bit about some things about chickens. This one doesn't really have a name, or maybe this is Anaya. I don't know. We had in the first take of the episode, we had Lady Edith the chicken, and she's very cute too. But how would you rate this one on Chicks Rated? This is a pretty good
well, it's a 10 out of 10 chick for sure.
10 out of 10 as well. You hear that?
Yeah.
Get some good feathers coming in on this side.
And you know, chicks do dig the fuzzy guy, so we'll see how that chick feels about Kirk.
Chicks dig the fuzzy guy. I think you are probably a rooster. I don't know. We'll see. Whoops, sorry, bud.
Oh.
I know. This one's actually my buddy. This one, when I go over to the box, always wants to come out and play.
Aw, that's sweet.
So I'm going to be very sad if you're a rooster, because I'm going to have to give you away to Andre. Andre's going to try to convince the wife to take some roosters.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Run through the garden. Eat.
I'd have to get like a heated shed for them in the winter, wouldn't I?
Nope.
They can stay in the cold, like in the winter?
Yeah, as long as you get a nice coop there, yeah, it'll stay. You know, you just give them a little thing that you plug in. It's not
heat
really,
lamp.
it's just a little. No, not even. It's just a little heating pad that warms up. They can go nuzzle up against it if they're cold. But yeah, you don't need to heat it. Just gotta clean it. All right. Well, I'm gonna go put this chick back because it's good to be doing the show. You know what? Since we already did the show for 20 minutes and chit-chatted, even though it wasn't being recorded.
You missed some primo and Davin Pervesta's undying love for me. I turned him down. It was very...
you missed me get shit on by the other chicken.
Yeah, the other chick shit on him. It's really... You know, it's like my ultimate fear when doing my other show that I would be talking to someone for like an hour and realize, that'd be someone just comes into my office and shits on me while I'm doing the show. Know that I've recorded, have some guest on that's lucky enough to give me their time, and then I don't hit record. I often check if I'm recording like 20 times when we're recording just to make sure.
I'm surprised it's the first time it's happened to us, really.
Well, I think it's because you ran off to put the chick back or get the chick, and you said you're going to hit okay when he came back, and you probably didn't hit the second back.
All for the Chicks Rated gag.
It's all good.
It was nice even twice.
It's a primo gag, I must say.
And this guy likes to hang out anyway. Well, I'm going to go put you back there, bud. Why don't you start the episode breakdown since we already chit-chatted for 20 minutes?
No, that's all good.
All right, I'll be right back. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheep, cheep.
Cute. Well, this is episode 7 on Angel's Wings, in which we begin in New York City by seeing a man who we jokingly talked about earlier as Hitler, who happens to be a doorman with this unfortunate mustache, letting someone into the building. Even kind of has a bit of this is a doorman outfit, but that mustache certainly isn't doing him and the show any favors. So then we see all this letters coming into this room. I just talked about Hitler Doorman.
Oh yeah, we had to talk about Hitler Doorman because the Worthingtons are a bit suspect now. I got to tell you.
Well, I mean, J. Jonah Jameson, Charlie Chaplin. There are others. Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Charlie Chaplin is a bit of a shady figure.
Michael Jordan.
J. Jonah Jameson too.
Like what about Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan, why did he start growing a Hitler mustache? I just never figured that out.
Just like the mustache, I guess. I don't know. So
of all the mustaches, though, he's just like, you know what? I know people don't like it because of Hitler, but I think I can do it. He says, I think I really own it.
I jokingly said I have a reverse Hitler because I don't.
You
My
don't grow the
mustache.
middle?
My mustache is growing in enough that you can't really tell, but yeah, so you kind of push it aside, you can see that it doesn't really grow in the middle that well. So
that just means you're the opposite of him.
That's right. I'm anti-Hitler.
Exactly.
I'm so Hitler. I'm Hitler again. No, I'm just kidding. Or so not Hitler. I've gone full around back to Hitler. So then we see a man silently watching the news. We see letters piling up at his door while an answering machine message from his parents asking to pick up because they want to wish him Merry Christmas. Although they are away, I'm assuming they might be familiar with this condition, but we don't really know that for sure. So we see him watching the news about a disabled woman who's trapped inside a burning building. He walks to the edge of his balcony. We see that he has wings. Then he flies off. The daughter of the girl is distraught because the mother seems to be trapped in the building, but she is taken out of the building by Warren Worthington III, as we'll come to know him. Also the angel, who comes out, drops the mother off on a park bench, and then they reunite. She tells her daughter, I was saved by an actual angel.
And like we mentioned earlier, before we hit play, the best theme song teaser of the series so far. Really
good. Best introduction of a mutant, before we get to really know him. So I thought that was really cool.
Yep. Strong start to what I would say is a strong episode. How strong? We'll have to rate it at the end, but pretty good.
Yeah, definitely infinitely better than the last Christmas episode we watched on his X-Men show. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We see
the Christmas.
Yes. We see the X Mansion is celebrating Hanukkah and Christmas at the same time with a big honking tree.
Big honking tree. Yep. We got that from Lunenburg, Nova Scotia.
It's true. Yeah, instead of the Boston tree, we give it to the Xavier Institute in this world.
I'd rather give it to the X-Men, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true. We see Kitty, Jubilee, and Amara opening their presents from Jean. Kurt shows up with mistletoe, trying to trick Kitty and kissing him.
I kid Boston. We appreciated the help with the Halifax explosion relief.
Yes. Thank you, Boston.
Yeah, thanks, Boston.
Kitty runs off. We see Xavier telling Logan to stay for Christmas, but Logan says he's other things to do. We see Rogue give Scott a gift. Tells him it might be fun. That's just the two of them as Xavier and Beast for the holidays. They're the only ones stuck behind. Jean watches from across the
super fun on the holidays.
For sure. Jean watches from across the room as Scott opens his gift. She seems a little jealous. Kurt finally corners Kitty in the sofa. He goes to lean in and she swaps places with Bobby and he kisses him on the cheek. Womp womp. Later, everybody loads up in their cars to head home. We see Aurora taking Jubilee, Bobby, and Sam, while Ray's taking Kitty, Jean, and Kurt, presumably to drop them off at their airports to go home, while the orphans are left behind to hang out with the teachers.
What are we, orphans? We didn't even introduce ourselves tonight since we hit play. Who are we, or did we?
No, we didn't this time.
No, we didn't this time. So, who are we? Well, I'll tell you who I am. I'm one of your hosts.
I'll go straight. I'll go to church. Anything, name it.
I may even go to church if the ex-goons think I should. I feel like they won't. But I am your
physician. Heal thyself.
Devin Skellington III, and with me, as always, is my co-host.
An angel, honey. A real angel.
Although I don't believe this angel is of the heavenly variety.
Hey, Lucifer was an angel.
And well, there you go. And we're here to review X-Men Evolution Season 2, Episode 7 on Angel's Wings. We've already started that review, and it's written by Boyd Kirkland, the kind of showrunner of the show, the visionary of this show, the guy who really liked Buffy, according to our guests who directed this episode.
The Buffy fan.
Mm-hmm. So all those little Buffy nods in there, people, that's where they're coming from. All right, back to it.
Oh, right.
Sports tonight.
Yeah, it's all good. So we see, get back to where we were here. So we see
Andre Daniels is my co-host.
Right. This is Vivian Daniels, who is Evan's mom, who makes a brief appearance in this episode. who Davin didn't know was.
Nope.
So we see Warren is in the park reading a very famous newspaper for the Marvel Universe, as you can probably click what that might be a reference to. You might say. But
New York Times.
We were talking earlier that I don't know if other superheroes exist in this world, because like as people believe that Angel is an actual angel, they're not familiar with seeing people fly, so that means they don't see Captain America, the Avengers, Thor, Spider-Man's not flipping around. Although the reference,
we can burn that X point.
Well, the reference to the Daily Bugle doesn't necessarily indicate Spider-Man's in this world.
Yeah, they do have a Daily Bugle there, though. So,
yes,
but it kind of does, because like, why make it the Bugle if you don't want?
Oh, just so this happens that fans go, oh hey, the Daily Bugle, maybe Spider-Man's here. Yeah. It's funny. We never did the 2-part. We never did. So we talked about doing Spider-Man eventually in the show, the 90s Spider-Man show, but we could have at least done the 2-parter where the X-Men crossover with him of the original 90s show, the Mutagenic Nightmare 2-parter.
The 2 parts, because we're definitely getting to that series.
All right, but it's not Spider-Man. It doesn't fit our brand, as you said.
What?
It's not Spider-Man. It doesn't fit our brand, as you said. Okay. It's still X-rated, the X-Men Animated Review Show.
Then it'll say Webheads.
Yeah. We could have changed that to something a little more X-rated, like Given Webhead or Getting Webhead.
Oh my
God. Floppy Webhead. I think there's something we can put in there. We can figure that out. Let vote in the comments if you like Sloppy Webhead is the best.
Oh my.
Angel eventually sees a mugger steal a briefcase, run off.
Yep.
He's
a good fella. He's always just trying to do the right thing.
The man tells the policeman who's saved by an angel as his briefcase drops from the sky and lands between them. The victim points out we see Warren flying away. As he does so, he's watched by men hiding behind some trees. As we see, so this is the mugger flies off with the guy. Yeah, I believe he picks the guy up in the air, and which is where you have is it this scene where he does that, or is that later? Yeah, I love how every cop in New York is always Irish for some reason. This cop on a horse, the guy tells me he's saved by an angel, and he's like, "Oh, good Jesus, Lord, love me. Oh, Lord, listen. Look above into the sky."
He's a Paddy. He's getting the Paddy wagon.
So yeah, we see him get his coat and go off to hide his wings. I always love how whenever Angel is in anything, usually, the X-Men movies specifically, he just wears a coat and it hides those massive wings. Like a coat would not hide those.
He tucks them back.
You have to tuck it. Like, look how big they are. They're big enough. He has hollow bones. He's not that strong.
Well, you'd be surprised how much the little chicks can tuck their wings away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, chick, he's like an eagle. Like,
yeah, it's true. It's like a seagull.
So the news starts reporting. We see all these people seeing all the angel sightings that are reported in the news. Xavier says that he thinks his angel's really mutant when the X-Men are talking about it.
Do you think he'd be as popular if his name was Albatross?
No, not at all.
No,
not even close. He would definitely not with Ancient Mariners. That's for sure.
No, probably not.
That's
what they think.
That's your beastism.
I hear that, Ancient Mariner. I don't care what you think.
Yes, that's a reference to the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, a very famous old story where the term albatross around your neck comes from. Also, where the phrase "water,
they used
water."
To wear them as jewelry back in those days.
No, that's not what happened at all.
Oh.
Albatrosses were a sign of a symbol of good luck, and if you were to kill one, it'll bring a curse upon your boat. The people believe, and he purposefully kills one, and then the other
to wear
people,
it as jewelry.
The people on the boat make him wear it around his neck as a reminder of what he did to them. Then slowly they all die from a disease, and he's the only one left alive. And then all the dead people come to life as zombies and pilot the ship. And then he kind of learns. At one point, when he's like basically near death, he comes to appreciate the beauty of life, and the curse is kind of broken, and he's allowed to continue to live. That's where the phrase "water, water everywhere." The full phrase is "water, water everywhere," and on the boards to shrink, "water, water everywhere," and not a drop to drink. That's where that came from too, which is kind of a famous phrase. Yeah, there's your extra trivia with Andre. So yes, we see they send Rogue and Scott to New York to try and recruit him because they're the only two left behind. In New York, they go about questioning witnesses. We see people protesting.
Angels are among us.
That's right.
They
are
are
protesting.
among us.
But they spend some time together. This is where Rogue sort of chastised him at first, not realizing that Scott actually at one point in his life was a believer in things like angels. This is where Scott mentions Havoc. He doesn't mention why he's not spending Christmas with Havoc, but he mentions that when he thought Havoc was gone, he was all alone. He used to believe that he was looking down on him as an angel. So this is like it's kind of like that episode of The Simpsons it reminds me of where they find the angel skeleton. Oh, yeah. Where it's like a funny show that actually kind of grapples with an interesting thing about belief and the comfort it brings. And if it's okay to rob people of that because of, your intellectual agenda. And it's interesting. It's something you should be reminded of, you don't have all the answers, even though you think you do, no matter how intelligent or informed or educated you are. But anyway, so we see.
How about I try to figure out half the answers and you try to figure out the other half, and then we just compare notes.
That's another Simpsons reference.
Is it?
I think so. I'm pretty sure Bart said that one time. Oh, you mean like for life or for heaven? Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Yeah, for life.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's do it. I'll figure it out.
All right. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. So they warm up to each other. We see the man that is following Kurt. It looks kind of familiar, doesn't he?
Rebooted Mags here.
Yeah.
It's a little better. Hanif did tell us that they're kind of going to do a bit of a switcheroo with him a bit. And
less of a cartoony villain and more of an actual villain.
Yeah. And even his voice, he's toning it down. He's not so I am Teal'c from Stargate. He's kind of like toning it down a little bit.
I think he would have been this before he was Teal'c from Stargate.
No.
When Stargate first came out?
He went for 13 seasons, man. 14. I think.
Yeah, but when of the
it definitely started in the 90s.
He was on the original Stargate show?
Yeah.
Not Atlantis or
no.
Stargate SG-1?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that started in 1997. So
yeah.
So then we see the man watching. He uses his powers to inadvertently cause a traffic accident, to which Angel comes in to make the save. He managed to save people out of the car, but the man used his powers to make it seem as though he threw him off. Puts a cable around the bridge cable around his leg, caused him to knock the little girl off the bridge. Angel manages to make the save and bring her back, but people think that Angel had attacked her.
Saving people left and right.
I know he saved a bunch of people, and then someone fell off a bridge, and then he ran down to save them, and they still think he's a monster just because of that.
He's albatross.
These people, these humans, man, I tell you, they're fickle folks.
Yeah, they're the worst.
So the crowd turns at him. He runs away.
That's why I'm not a friend of them.
He runs away for some reason, even though he has wings.
Friend of humanity, those jerks. No thanks.
We see them looking at the record store while so the girl ends up sick in the hospital. Angel tries to come visit her. He gets trapped by a nurse who closed the window, so he sneaks himself out as a doctor. Meanwhile, at the desk, Rogue and Scott show up and ask him to speak with her parents. The doctor tells them that they said they were going to their church to pray. Angel overhears this as he walks by, but as he leaves, a feather falls out of his coat, and they realize it's someone to chase him.
Who's up for helping the professor and me install Cerebro's new security upgrades?
That is from way back at the beginning of... But anyway, it's a good line, though. So Angel flies off.
So I played it anyway.
He arrives at the church and watches the family pray.
In a story with a great holiday twist, a mugging was apparently thwarted in Central Park today.
Yeah. Great.
By an angel.
By an angel. I love that angels exist, and they just, instead of like helping the sick or the hurt, they're just saving muggers, like stopping muggers from stealing briefcases. Like, It's like there are people, there's pain all over the world. Why can't we stop that? And it's like, no, I want to make sure this guy doesn't lose like $1,000 probably, or a laptop or whatever.
Angel's never off the clock. You know,
I hope
an
not.
angel still has to walk through the park, and when they're doing that, if something goes wrong, they're there. They're there.
I prefer to believe angels like oh god, character actor Harry Dean Stanton in that movie One Magic Christmas, I think it was called, where he's like the angel Gideon, and he's trying to help this family, this woman re-find her love of Christmas, played by Mary Steenburgen.
Oh, Mary Steenburgen.
Sarah, it's Canadian, I believe. Sarah Polly's in it when she's like two or three. It's a good movie. It's one of the best Christmas. She's probably like 5, but it's one of the best Christmas. It's one of the best versions of Santa Claus I've seen in a movie. He gives off very old timey Swedish vibes, or like Icelandic kind of vibes. So anyway, he feels bad thinking he caused Sinterklaas, which is Dutch, I believe. So yeah, he believes he caused this kid to be hurt, and he feels bad about it. He's approached by Magneto, who tries to recruit. Magneto tries to recruit him.
I guess like now he doesn't have Mystique in the school. Well, he does, but maybe he doesn't know he does. So now he's starting new with a new brotherhood. He doesn't, because like the other guys hate him, like Avalanche and Toad, and they don't like him anymore.
Yeah, well, he was mostly just controlling them through Mystique.
Yeah.
The Rogue and Cyclops arrive. So basically, Magneto wants to recruit him. He says no, and then Magneto tries to take him by force. They get into a fight. But right in the same
Little
time,
Scrappy Poo there. Bit of a Donnybrook.
Little Donnybrook. Speaking of St. Patrick's Day, which is yesterday, little Donnybrook.
Yeah.
So Scott and Rogue show up.
What did you do on St. Patrick's Day? Drink some beer?
I did, and whiskey. And I watched a movie I'm gonna recommend as my movie. So
very good. Is it Irish?
It is.
Yeah, very good.
So they managed to get into a fight with Magneto. Rogue used her powers to start taking away his, but he managed to come to and knocks her off and flies away. Rogue flies after him using his own power, which is cool. She chases him through the city. I like that.
Proper Rogue.
But he ambushed her using a magnetic pulse since they're flying into a building. She saves herself at the last minute, but he sends a huge piece of the building hurling towards her. It knocks her out, and she falls down, but then Angel saves her. To which she says a line which you might have.
Nope.
No, she says, I think you're a real angel, which is sweet.
Very nice.
Later back at the hospital, Rogue and Scott invite Angel to come visit the Institute and meet Xavier. They overhear a doctor come in and tell the parents that Haley, the little girl, will be okay. She's awake and she's fine. Scott tells Rogue he doesn't think Angel will come with them after Angel leaves, but they join him at a window to watch the parents in the hug the little girl, which is very nice. So I like that he just like went about himself instead of like hiding himself away in a school. He actually is trying to be a superhero. Like, I like it. I can't wait for the episode where he joins the Champions.
Yeah, I can't wait.
We get Iceman
or the Defenders.
Yeah, or the Defenders. I like the Champions better. It's such a weird team. It's like the Hulk and like fucking Angel and like Ghost Rider, like the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider with the blue outfit. Hercules, I think, was in there.
Me and X-Dan always joke because it was like a comic where they're like, man, no one remembers the Champions.
No, it was
like,
such a weird.
It was, man, we were on the Champions, but no one remembers the Champions.
It was Black Widow, Hercules, Angel, Iceman, and Ghost Rider. Yeah. They came together to defeat Pluto. Just such a weird mismatch of a team.
There were a few more as well. Hercules, you said, right?
No, I said Hercules in that list.
Yeah.
Widow, Hercules, Angel, Iceman, and Ghost Rider. Black Widow. Yeah. Forgot Black Widow was in there. So anyway, little girl's gonna be fine. We see all the X-Men celebrating with their respective families. See, there's the Vivian right there, and there's Evan playing snowball fight with his dad. We see Storm joining into the fun with her powers. We see Wolverine doing what he had to do that was more important, which was playing pool by himself at a bar. Because he's a loner. And we see Beast and Xavier enjoying some hot cocoa together.
Yeah, no. You assume it's cocoa.
Or it could be whiskey. I don't know.
Maybe
They're
they have
adults.
like a hot eggnog, a hot nog.
I do actually really appreciate. There's some interesting character design work here. I like that Wolverine has better things to do. We just need to be alone. So it plays up his character a little more. There's a lot of things in this I liked that sort of expand upon the character significantly, and not in overt ways. Not like I was touched as a child, and that's why I do this. Like it's subtle, but it's input into why some of the characters do what they do, or just expands upon them as characters, which I really like.
And it kind of showed Rogue is just like showed her sweet side more.
Yeah, I actually would rather her get with Scott in this story than Jane.
Yeah, I like them. Yeah, together, it's pretty good. We'll see.
It would have been a much interesting swerve if the show did that, like instead of doing something different and having him and Rogue get together.
Well, we'll see. I mean, who knows? No one spoiled it too much for us yet. Luckily, the X-Goons are great, aren't they?
They're pretty good, I must say.
They're very good. Decent goons.
Mm-hmm.
Hired goons. Hired goons.
Hired goons. Over for the hands-on touch of hired goons.
Hired goons. Why can't I find the theme I'm looking for? There it is.
How shall we proceed, sir?
By making a call.
Let's make a call on this one.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go? What you gonna do?
I'm gonna give this one a 9.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same. It's pretty great.
I think it's really good. Yeah.
It's probably the best episode of the show I've seen yet. So
I think so too.
So we haven't given everything a 10 yet.
I haven't. I don't.
I mean, this would be.
Oh, you guys might have with that 2-parter, and I was just like, I think there's some higher heights to come.
Probably yes, but
yeah. Geez, I mean, could it be better? Could I give it a 10? I don't know. It's good. It's really good. 10. I'm going to give this a 10. This is going to be my first 10.
Yeah, I'll do it too. I'll give you a 10 too. It's pretty great.
All right. Let's do it. I was surprised by it because it's an X-Men Christmas episode. I was just kind of expecting something like the Morlock one. Sorry, David Cutler. I know it's great.
It's not. It's not.
What? It's a yearly tradition. Yeah, 10. Good job, Boyd Kirk. Well, you look at that. He's the guy who kind of the visionary for the show finally kind of writes an episode, and it's a big hit. So he knows his characters, or at least what he was going for. Well, I'll go first, and I'll follow up. We already burned the Daily Bugle one, but Xavier doesn't read the Daily Bugle. He reads the Daily Globe. He doesn't read the lowbrow paper like the Bugle. That's all obsessed with tabloid stuff like Spider-Man. He reads a high class paper. Probably a lot more about the markets and things like that. In the Daily Globe.
My first point will be
I thought it was funny that they made the point to make that distinction. They're like, we already
that is
go
true.
to the newspaper, but that's not going to be what.
But it's also like it's kind of a rag newspaper because all this posting shit about Spider-Man mostly. Even though Spider-Man's not in this world and something else, I'm sure. Beast gets
pictures of mutants.
That'd be great if he just swapped out Spider-Man for like Nightcrawler. Like he's like, I want a picture of Nightcrawler.
Pictures of
Nightcrawler. So Beast gets a little more beastie in this episode. He quotes the Bible, specifically Hebrews 13:2 from the King James Bible. And then somebody asks him that Shakespeare, and he says, no, the Bible. And then later in the same scene, he does quote something from Shakespeare, which is Act 1, Scene 5 of Hamlet. There are stranger things on heaven and earth that are dreamt up in your philosophy. It's a quote from a very famous quote from Hamlet.
Yep. All right. That's a good one. Well, you know what? I'm going to kind of branch off of that, and I'll just complete the quote that from Hebrews 13:2 that Beast didn't quite finish. It's, "Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. Remember them that are in bonds, as bound with them, and them which suffer adversity, as being yourselves also in the body."
Very nice.
They say, like, I think the interpretation is, if you take it literally, it's said like, be nice to people because one of them might be an angel in disguise. But like that's so like religion, where it's just like, why do you always have to like? Why is there got to be another reason? Why can't you just be nice to be nice?
No, because the Bible,
because somebody's watching you or somebody's.
Yeah, that's why I don't. Whenever people like use that as an excuse, saying that like why you need religion is that it keeps people like in being nice to one another. I'm like, I don't want to live in a world where psychopaths are only kept in check by the fact that we might go to heaven. You know what I mean? Like that's horrifying. It's like empathy
right?
is a pretty defining human condition. If you don't have it, then there's something horribly wrong. And if you're only not raping and murdering everyone around you because you're afraid of reprisal, then you're a fucking monster.
But Elon Musk says empathy is a weakness, Andre.
Of course he does. It's because people like him don't get in the position they're in by being nice and rewarding their workers. They get it by exploiting people. And if you don't have any moral qualms with doing that, blood diamond mines, by the way.
Yeah.
But if you have no moral qualms with that, then of course you're going to make it far in this life. So in actually a point, as we talked about not being sure other superheroes exist in this world, during Rogue and Magneto's dogfight, when they're flying through the city, they pass a massive skyscraper that says SE. What can you guess that stands for?
Southeast.
Stark Enterprises.
Oh.
Which is an Iron Man reference.
Southeast.
Mm-hmm. Southeast Stark Enterprises.
The Southeast branch.
So yeah, it's a little reference. Couple superhero references here: the Daily Bugle one and the Iron Man one.
And they have a Stark Industries in Scranton as well.
Oh yes, right by Dunder Mifflin.
Exactly. It's the big shadow that casts over Dunder Mifflin. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Well, is it my point?
It is.
Okay. Well, my next one is we get to see Kurt's parents, which actually surprised me because I just wasn't expecting that.
When he arrives back in Germany,
see his parents and things, because it's like Mystique, and you never get reference or visuals of his human parents, really. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of surprising.
My third point will be Angel's costume is actually kind of close to his original comic version, which I thought was interesting. Except his wings appear, in many representations of how he appears when he's shirtless, they appear to have a longer expanse down his back than they did in the past, which seems more logical given his size. Instead of like normally it's just like that, that much space where the wings come off the back, but now it looks like the wings are more part of the back all the way down. Which is better.
It's
for
just
his
two
size.
bones that like jut out of his shoulder blades usually.
Yeah, so this way it kind of makes him it looks a little more what it probably would be like for a man-sized bird or bird-sized man. Mm-hmm. Would you rather fight the albatross? Would you rather fight one bird-sized man? Wait, man-sized bird or 100 bird-sized men?
What kind of bird?
An eagle, a bald eagle.
So, like the men are the size of bald eagles?
No. Oh shit. Blue jays.
100 men the size of blue jays, or one
blue jay the size of a man.
Bird. Ooh, I'd have to go for the little ones. I think I'd have to stomp those humans out like friggin' Army of Darkness.
I'd like to see that.
Is that terror bird?
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't even want a goose coming at you, to be quite honest. Or like a
normal goose is bad.
Yeah,
a man-sized goose. Fuck you right up.
Yeah, no thanks. What about you?
All right, that's my third point. I probably did the same. I think the one, although I don't know, bird's got hollow bones. You could probably break its neck pretty easily.
So do tiny humans.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, my next one is Unlike a lot of like your point is anything's a Christmas episode or movie if it's got a Christmas tree in it. This one is loaded.
Oh no, I quoted somebody else.
It's like
who said that?
Yeah,
my friend said that. But yes,
yeah. But no, this one it's like every scene has Christmas.
Oh yeah,
lights,
because
Christmas
they're
tree in the
going
background.
through a city that Christmas time. Of course, there's good decorations everywhere.
I've never seen like a Christmas anything so loaded with Christmas imagery.
Yeah, it does.
They loaded it right in.
Definitely tell you many times that it's Christmas.
Yeah, but I liked it. This is a really good Christmas episode.
Yeah, I thought it was cool too.
I tried to get Dave Cutler to join us again, but he was too tight for time. Because he likes Christmas. We'll see him in a few weeks.
So the fourth point is when the X-Men have their farewell party early in the episode, the music they're playing is like a jazzy version of Good King Wenceslas.
Oh,
which is kind of cool. It's one of my more favorite of the classic Christmas carols.
Good King Wenceslas, blah blah blah.
On the feast of Steve.
Yeah, that's the one. All right. Well, my next one is like Angel is just like he's like a true everyday hero. Whereas like even guys who we think of as very heroic or heroes, like Spider-Man, of course, he's like a true everyday hero. But it's like there's a point at which they become vigilantes, where it's like it becomes their job, and it's like it's different. Because like it's fulfilling something else in them, and it becomes more like self-satisfying in some way. Like when these people become like like even the X-Men, like they're just superheroes, and that's their job. That's different. This Angel, he's just trying to live his life, but saving people all the time because he has the ability, and it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a true hero right there. So that's what a hero in real life would be like. Run into the burning building, save the cat.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, and one thing I did mention earlier, which in the previous thing, was that Scott doesn't mention Havoc, and he's not spending Christmas with his brother. But I do have a theory for that reason, because his brother has foster family, so he's probably spending with them.
Havoc hates Christmas. That's why he lives on.
No, I think he's probably Scott doesn't have any relationship with Kurtz or.
Bro, you think they have Christmas trees in Hawaii?
Although you think if you told your parents, "Hey, your foster parents, hey, my brother is still alive," they would probably invite him or try to adopt him too. You'd think, but
then he found out they live in like a shack. He's like, "I'm not leaving Mansion Christmas for your shack Christmas."
They live in like Alabama or something. Some place he doesn't want to move to. He's like, I don't want to go there. No, there's nothing wrong with Alabama. I just mean like maybe it's like a nice part of them.
Sorry, Alabama ex-goons.
So anyway, yeah, it's.
I mean, too many of you voted for Trump, if I'm to be honest. But so not the ex-goons.
I go. Yeah, those people are watching this show.
No, I don't think so either.
So I'll give you one additional Easter egg here to wrap my points. Logan playing pool. Apparently, they originally wanted to throw some Easter egg characters in there, but they thought it was more emotionally fitting to have him doing it by himself, and I agree.
All right. Well, my last X point is Magneto. So is this his thing? So he's just gonna do like the same thing again? Is he just gonna build up another brother
without Mystique?
Without Mystique in the high school? Like he's gonna go for like older people. Like, is he gonna come back with like what would be like a second version of like the Brotherhood? Like he's gonna come back. Oh, you know what? He'll probably try to recruit like Wanda in that kind of stuff, because we've got Wanda coming up soon. So,
also, I mean, she's living with the other guys, but Boom Boom is another character that seems to be kind of in the ether.
Yeah, true. She's cool. I like to see more Boom Boom. That was mine. You have one more X point, or was that it?
I thought I did 5 already.
All right, you might have. Let's move on.
All right.
Who cares if you did or not? I'm satisfied.
All right.
Hey, check it.
Hey, check it, our comic reminiscences and recommendations. What's mine gonna be? Well, I'll show you right on the screen here, or if you're listening, the audio only, I'll describe it to you. It is the Merry X-Men holiday special that came out in 2018 by Chris Claremont with art by Alan Davis. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's a Claremont Davis combo. It could be old X Factor. It's amazing. I mean, not X Factor, old Excalibur. Yeah, and the cover there by David Nakayama.
She's a beaut.
Rogue, and Jean having some nog or something there. Gambit, nuzzling up close to Rogue there, and Jubes and all kinds of crazy stuff going out that side that window. But yeah, so this issue has 25 stories in it, one for each day of December, building up to Christmas. So we can make it a holiday tradition to read through the Merry X-Men Holiday Special, and you can find out how Magneto celebrates Hanukkah, or how Rogue and Gambit spend their first married Christmas, or Jubilee and Shogo go shopping at the mall. Maybe they fight monsters. So check it out. Ho ho ho, Shogo.
Shogo. My recommendation will be to read Champions. Go read Champions.
No one remembers the Champions.
There's some nice trades out there you can find, probably in a cheap bin somewhere.
There's new Champions with like Kamala Khan.
Yeah, I know. They try to make them into a team, but the old one was kind of like something about like a weird. It's something very fun for me about the weird, like off, not super popular characters being shoehorned together on a team with one or two popular characters in there, so people will read it.
That was always the Defenders, like the all new Defenders. It would just be like Valkyrie and Gargoyle and like all this weird shit.
Yeah, there's some odd pairings in there, that's for sure. But I don't know. I think it's fun to check out some of those books. So go check it out.
Yeah, good. I agree. I like some of that stuff as well. All right. Well, everyone's favorite segment.
But I like movies, which is fine.
Audiovisual Club with Andre. Watch the movie The Holdovers is my suggestion, which is a movie that is an Alex Payne movie, who is a director I really like. He did Election. He did Sideways. But he made this movie, The Holdovers, with Paul Giamatti. And it's about the kids that get...
and your Paul Giamatti. Every
I
week
love him.
It's Paul Giamatti this, Paul Giamatti that.
He would have been...
the Paul Giamatti Rated, the Paul Giamatti animated review show.
He would have been a good choice for Beast, actually, if you're looking for like another live action Beast. Yeah, the voice would be perfect.
I like Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, but then you're getting younger Beast, which is fine. But Giamatti, he plays kind of a grizzled, not really grizzled, but like he's like a very intellectual professor at a boys' school in like the 70s or 60s, and it's the students that they call them the holdovers, the kids that don't get to go home for Christmas. So one of the kids, the group of kids that are staying on the break, Giamatti's the professor that draws the short straw and has to look after the kids while they're at the school. And it turns out that it's just that winds up being him and one kid that spend the time together, and how they connect and learn about each other's lives and why they are the way they are, and because they didn't get along well before. But it's very touching, very sweet movie, and a very great Christmas film. So I highly suggest it. And it's a bit about this with Scott and Rogue being the holdovers in this episode. So it's a really good movie. I highly suggest it.
Right.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the other movie I was going to do for So last night I watched a movie that I was always a huge fan of as a kid, because I taped it off of The Wonderful World of Disney on VHS, and I watched it probably 100 times. I liked it for a lot of reasons. There are things in it that disturbed me. There's some very old Disney movies had a weird trend where they have some super dark or super disturbing that kids probably shouldn't watch in some of their movies. At that time period, like pretty much from the 50s up to the 80s, their live action stuff had some weird ass, too dark for kids stuff hidden in it. Even some of their animated stuff did, like the Black Cauldron, which is another personal favorite. But This movie is from 1959. It's a live action movie. It's Irish. It stars. It's one of the first movies of Sean Connery to be in a movie.
Is it Darby O'Gill and the Little People?
It's Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
I used to watch that. I had it on VHS, like taped off TV, and I watched
when
it
I was a kid. It was
a
the
million
first
times.
The girl in it was the first time I recognized as a kid that a girl was pretty. And I don't mean like intellectuous, like, yeah, I want to sleep with her, but just when you first say like, oh, that girl looks pretty. Apparently, if you look up her history, it's tragic. She died at the age of 38 of a heart attack. But yeah, she was very fetching, and the movie is very sweet. And
it was classic.
It's a classic. It's great. It's very well filmed. It's got some really cool stuff in it.
In 35 years, probably.
It's on Disney Plus. Do yourself a favor and give it a watch. There's a scene with a banshee in it, which as a kid I always thought was pretty disturbing. There's also a scene where like a ethereal phantom carriage comes to take you to the afterlife, and as a kid I always thought that was scary too.
That was scary.
So there are some like spooky stuff in it, but it was my wife and I watched it last night, and it was fun. It's a very fun movie and very sweet, and it's nice to watch a good family film every once in a while. It's got some great Irish stuff in it too.
I like that recommendation. And now,
time for a word with our sponsor.
Are you tired of preening your wings with your own beak and tongue? I know I am. What about you, Andre?
For sure.
Well, look no further.
There's another way?
Because, X-Rated is sponsored by Worthington brand auto preeners. Don't get caught with feathers in your teeth ever again. With Worthington brand auto preeners, your wings will be glossy and clean and beautiful. And your teeth will thank you. And we thank you, Worthington brand auto preeners, for your support. Well, what's next? I know. Of course. Don't you know?
I'm Peter Parker. How about you?
Kick his ass, Seabass!
Yeah. Kick his ass, Seabass. And Spidey. Kick his ass, Spidey. Actually, that guy would be like cheering for Scorpion in this episode. Kick his ass, Scorpion!
Yeah, it's a brutal episode.
Yeah. Oh, man, this show.
It's a brutal fight.
Well,
yeah, the show's super good.
We're talking about Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Episode 7, Scorpion Rising. Whew. This is a scrap. Like, if you want a Spidey scraps are always fun and a lot of times intense. But this is one right here. And this Scorpion is a mad
He's awesome.
bastard.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yep. So, yeah. And the burgeoning friendship with Harry and Nico is nice. Yeah, great episode. Thoughts?
Oh no, fantastic! Such a great Spidey moment, seeing the big throwdown with Scorpion and seeing him really get fucked up, like on near death, and rescued by a goblin glider. It's which
was so cool because you hear it as it's flying up.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be the goblin.
I'd be curious to see when they get to that. I'm guessing season 2 we'll see it, but
yeah,
who knows?
It's got to be getting to season 2. It's so good. Like,
yeah, it really is really good. I assume have they announced anything yet about that?
I don't know if they have. Have they? Like, it's got to get a season 2. It's just so good, and like,
it is
character
fantastic.
work is so good that they have to keep building that. Like, keep building this world out. This is great. Characters are great. Yeah, look at that Spidey suit, all broken up there.
Yeah, no, it's such a cool fight, and like Gargan's costume gets more and more scorpion-y as it goes on, which is really cool. Like, I don't know, it's just so well done. I love it.
He's got the claws. Yeah, Doc Ock is making some cool stuff.
Yeah,
and it's eventually going to get back to him too. Like, obviously we know where it goes in this season, but Doc Ock's got a lot of things in the fire, I think, yet to be explored in this series. So what do you give this episode? Like a 6, 7?
What? No, 10. They're all 10.
10. They're all 10s. They're all 10s.
All 10s, I say. All 10s, I say. All 10s.
All 10s. Well, that was Webheads. Not much to say about that episode, really, because it's mostly just a big fight. But man, is it great.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Well, what do you think?
About what?
I don't know. What should we do next? Should we play a game? Should we get out of here? I don't
know. It's your call. Whatever you want, brother. I'm at your mercy.
Oh, really? You know what we haven't done for a while that we should do next week? Well, actually, next week we might do a little retrospective on X-Men 97 again, because it's been a year. And I might just fire some weird questions at you about what you want to see or in season 2 and that kind of stuff. So we'll try to make it fun. Bit of a weird game show, maybe. Yeah. All right, you know what? We are going to play a game.
All right.
Here it is. Go back to one of the old themes.
Surely you've learned by now that there is no more important work than teaching the young.
What do you mean?
Make a mutant.
Oh, shit. We haven't done this one in a while.
Yeah, no. Let's do it. So this is where we're each going to pick a physical trait and a power to give this mutant character and add to our team of crazy mutants, which I should go back and figure out what they all are, because that would be one hilarious team for you to draw one day.
Oh, I have to draw this one day?
Why not? So hit me with a power, Andre.
Stick to walls.
Like Spider-Man, eh?
That's not necessarily. Other animals do it too.
All right. Well, I will say, since they stick to walls, what else sticks to walls that's not a spider? It'd be like a gecko. Yeah. Or a fly.
Are we creating Mondo Gecko right here in front of our very eyes?
So this character is going to have, I'm going to do a physical trait, and it's going to be dragonfly wings.
Ooh.
It's like Baxter Stockman style almost, but prettier because it's like a dragonfly, not a housefly.
Okay. So it's a power and a physical trait, and I do have 2 physical trait?
Yeah.
All right, let's give him compound eyes.
Him or her, we haven't decided that yet.
Yeah, that's right. Him or her.
Compound eyes, I'll say. So it's basically Baxter Stockman that can stick to walls. But here's what happens. So unlike Baxter Stockman, who just like spits gross slime, this character also pukes at you, but it's delicious.
Okay.
The puke is delicious.
So it's like a honey or something?
Yeah, it's like a nectar. So like this character would probably be farmed by giant ants for their delicious honeydew.
Disturbing.
Yeah. I mean, we basically created Baxter Stockman. Not our finest work. But
that's all right. I'll take it. I'll take it Baxter Stockman as a mutant.
Well, that's okay. Let's name this character, but we can't name it Baxter Stockman.
Dragonfly.
Let's make it a lady. I like that name better for a lady character.
Dragonfly still works. Yeah.
Yeah. Dragonfly. And then like she can even have the theme song "Dragonfly" by Ziggy Marley.
Nice.
That's a good song.
That's a good song.
Mr. Dragonfly. Look at you.
This Ziggy Marley some kind of entertainer, was he?
Yeah. We saw him in Montreal once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Burr.
Lulu's there. I see her Lulu purring.
Hi, Lulu. Say hi to Andre.
Hi, Lulu.
I know you talk a lot, Lulu. You're very silly. All right. Yes, but she purrs loud, that's for sure. You're purring right into the mic there, Lulu.
It's all right. She can do that.
Well, let's get out of here since we did 20 minutes of show without anyone even listening too. So really, we're running a little.
But what a 20 minutes! What a 20 minutes!
What if we had recorded that? What extra bonus features they would have made?
Oh man, I tell you,
you just can't go back though. You just can't.
You miss gold, people. You missed pure gold.
He's the coolest teacher we got around here, and the nicest. You're forgetting your homework.
This segment is especially relevant in the disorganized way you can find X-Men Evolution seasons.
That is true.
Organized.
So. You should watch episode 8, African Storm.
I look forward to it. Wonder if Storm's in the episode, or if it's just the other characters in Africa in a rainstorm or something.
that would be actually pretty great.
It's like it never snows here.
Why is it storming?
What's going on here?
That'd be hilarious.
And maybe, feel free to revisit X-Men 97 because it's great. I watched it all again 3 weeks ago or so, and it was great.
Did you?
Yeah.
Just nice.
It felt like it because it's awesome. I was like, man, I got to watch some of this again. It was great. Really enjoyable. So we'll talk about that again with, we'll bring some people on. I don't know who yet. Probably Hanif because it was his idea. But we'll get on some more people too.
All right.
Yeah.
Who you say, Hanif? Okay, cool.
Yeah. His idea. He's like, you guys should do a retrospective. It's been exactly a year. It's like, I could chat about X-Men 97.
That's true. You do like your X-Men's?
I do. And you can support the show at patreon.com/X-Men Review Show or buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/X-Men Review Show.
How many coffees we got?
None, but I haven't set up the banking info yet.
God
so
damn it.
They might not tell me
my coffee
until I do that. Well, I'll do that tomorrow.
I'm sitting here without a coffee. You're sitting on all this coffee money.
It's kind of late.
Yeah, well, maybe I want one anyway.
Coffee. You want to stay up and watch movies, I guess. And it's good.
Well,
I'm drinking a caffeinated Earl Grey tea right now. So I guess I shouldn't talk.
Ooh, yeah, we gotta. We gotta talk off the mics after this is over and run some stuff by you.
All righty. Well, let's get out of here then, and contact us on the Gmail there, xmenreviewshow@gmail, or just hit us up, Facebook, YouTube, wherever. Find our audio only version wherever you get your podcasts, and a lot of those podcast places you can message us through there as well now, apparently. So please because I think I allowed that feature. Please review, and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, as I said, and check out our family of podcasts over at ufpodcast.com. And, Andre, you should probably tell us what's going on over on that side.
The Graphic Histories Podcast.
Yeah. So you're gonna want to watch the next episode. The episode just dropped with Helen Mullane. Which
talk about Irish. No, she's not Irish.
Your parents were Irish, so there's that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, great episode, great chat. It's out there now. Next week's episode on Monday is with Peter Schneesberg. Schneesberg, who is comic artist, worked a lot for DC back in the day, worked with Garth Ennis, Neil Gaiman, Mike Mignola, a lot of big
He doesn't talk about that one anymore.
Peter J. Tomasi. Yeah, he's doing some cool work. And we have great conversation. So it's a really, really fun talk. Learn a lot about Denmark if you're curious. It's in there.
I am.
A lot about Denmark.
He's a true Dane, is he?
Yes, he's from Denmark.
Very good. Very good. Well, yeah, check it out. The Helen Mullane episode was very interesting. She's was a dog musher. You don't come across that very often.
Oh, it's true. And she's very, very cool. Just a very warm person and easy to talk to. So yeah, I liked her a lot.
A great episode of the best interview show out there.
Oh, you can't say that. Jesus Christ.
I just said it. Did you hear me say it?
You can't.
I can do whatever you can't. Because that would be like kind of off-putting. But I can.
Well, that's very sweet of you to say.
Yep. Well, should we get out of here then?
Sure.
All right. Well, catch you next time, everybody.
Next time. Goodbye.
Yeah. Glad that's over.